Alright everybody, welcome back to Skyway Classics YouTube channel. We are now going for a ride in our 1974 Chevy Corvette convertible. Of course, you know the Corvettes always had their popularity, whether it be by the design or the power. Going the one we have here featuring a beautiful red exterior. Of course, you will see in the photos it does feature a white manual top, and I will say again, it is a manual, not a power top. Of course, a lot of the C3s in its generation didn't have power tops, as for most of the other generations other than the C5 and up. As we look at it a little bit more, you'll see that has the appropriate style rally wheels with the stick out caps, as well as the Indy 500 white letter tires. Really looking at the C3 is probably one of my favorite years, especially for the fact of the pointy nose, really demonstrating that true sportsmanship in a vehicle. As we look at the outside a little bit more, you will see that it also has the luggage rack on the back. Of course, a lot of times when people like to travel, they wanted to carry their luggage with them. Didn't have a lot of room on the inside of the car, so why not make it on the outside? As we move on to the inside, however, you will see that it is an automatic on the floor, having a white and black two-tone mixture of an interior. The appropriate style Corvette wheel with the appropriate tilt column, as you can see here. Everything from our speedometer to our tachometer is working, as well as our following gauges in the middle here of the console. I especially like how they built the console as one giant piece there, even especially so keeping the Delco radio as it should in the proper place. But as we look at it a little bit more, you will see that fun fact for the C3 Corvettes, they have the wiper controls right above the vents there. And even so, a lot of times on the C3 Corvettes, they would have that little door that opens up from the upper side of the hood. But looking at the seats, you have the finest of vinyl material you can get. Of course, to get the seats to the back, you have a little button on the back for a security lock, as well as your little compartment behind the seats, which does feature the battery behind the driver's seat in a little compartment. But other than that, we are handling pretty good here. You got all your little controls, which you have your turn locks, you even have your manual control from the mirror. But even so, looking underneath the engine bay, you will have a 350 small block engine. As you do see, it does have a factory AC setup, does have the power steering, does have the power brakes. And from our consignor, we do believe that it is the matching numbers motor. Of course, we will take pictures of the stamping, so if you'd like to confirm for yourself, you'll get the real deal. But other than that, it is a fine style Corvette just waiting to be taken home by you or any kind of buyer of its choice. But as for now, though, we are just going to get it turned around and up on the lift. So if you have a moment, folks, please stay tuned with us to see the underneath.